Hello world, this is Greg, aka Haru. The first thing that I want to be dealing with on this video blog is dealing about manhood. I'll be doing multiple series of videos describing different things that we need to work on as a black community. First thing that we have to work on as a black community, obviously, is man. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the role of a man. The role of a man is to provide, protect, and provision. We do a good job protecting, sometimes not the best job providing, and sometimes always not the best job provisioning. We have to make sure we have those down packed so we can be greater examples to our family and our communities. And what we have also is the lack of man in our communities. We have more boy mentality and then actually man mentality. A lot of reasons for that. What I realized personally, the major reason for that is because we have the lack of rites of passage. Back in ancient African civilization, the man used to take the boys from the women and take them on a journey to learn how to hunt, how to be self-efficient, how to be able to bring back food to their families. And to do this, we have to accomplish one major goal in the rites of passage of a man. Is to defeat a lion, which by defeating a lion makes us lose all fears and have ability to be strong in the presence of any man or any creature. And that brought us into what we call manhood. So we doesn't have a lot of rites of passage these days for young boys. So what happens is they go to the streets, and the streets become the rites of passage. And what we got to do is reestablish that type of bond with us man so we can do that with our boys. So what I created as being a boy without a father, which most of us as men, we don't have fathers in our household. Some of us never knew our fathers. Sometimes it feels like we were immaculately conceived because we never had a father, but we know most likely we had a father. So what we have to do, what I created, a concept was called Be Your Own Father. And what Be Your Own Father does is get you into the mindset, if I had the best father in the world, what would he tell me to do in any situation? What would be the best ideas and the best results what I would take upon if he gave me this advice? That's being your own father. If you can be your own father, then you can eliminate excuses for you not handling what you can do for yourself, which will allow you to be that man and not be that boy anymore. That's what I personally learned. Another thing that I think that's also a powerful thing that I created, concept, is to be able to change your DNA. If you change your thoughts, you change how you see yourself, then you change your DNA. Now, our DNA as African Americans are a mixture of two things: kings and queens and slaves. So we have a slave and a king DNA. So only thing that we really want to maintain in our lifestyles is a king DNA. We don't want to be slaves conscious anymore. We want to reduce that slave consciousness. So when we beating our children and treating each other wrong and all that, that's a slave consciousness. We need king consciousness. So for example, give you an example of how we can flip these things. The word nigger, right? The word nigger is used from a master concept of looking at a black man as stupid. But the way we communicate the word, we don't say nigger, we say nigga, which we use a lot of time interchangeably for different ways, but overall is a term of endearment. But if you look at the etymology in the root of where that word comes from, it comes from an Ethiopian word called naga or nagis, which means king or nobleman. So when we as African people switch saying nigga into naga, then we will be correct in addressing each other respectfully. And then that way we'll be shifting our thoughts, then shifting our DNA. So therefore when our children comes about, they will communicate naga and they won't have the slave mentality of nigger. So nigger represents the slave mentality, naga represents the king mentality, and that should be our goal to where we move forward to. So in conclusion, what we have to do is first be self-accountable for your own action. Be your own father. Second thing, we have to change our thoughts so we can change our DNA. We need to eradicate slave mentality and be able to harness king mentality. We could do that by changing the word nigger or nigga to naga or nagus. That's another strategy. From there, we got to make sure we're breeding and developing men, not boys. So, for example, if you are a man in a relationship or talking to a woman, why would you allow her to call you a boyfriend? You're not a boy. How about have her call you a man friend? That's another way to escalate and to evolve our people's consciousness. We have to change words, switch how we use words to address each other with a better level of respect and understanding. Therefore, when we do this, women will gravitate to us, respect us, want to be in our orbit, want to be in our presence because they can see the genuineness and the level of high level of thinking that we're going by to make sure we're being an example for them. And being that example is to do our roles, which is to provide, protect, and provision.